grandfather, our hearts are broken. One of the greatest players in football history and one of the game's first superstars, Brown was chosen the NFL's most valuable player in 1965 and shattered the league's record books in a short career spanning 1957 to 65. Brown led the Cleveland Browns to their last NFL title in 1964 before retiring in his prime after the 65 season to become an actor. He appeared in more than 30 films, including Any Given Sunday and The Dirty Dozen. An unstoppable runner with power, speed, and endurance, Brown's arrival sparked the game's burgeoning popularity on television. As Black Americans fought for equality, Brown used his platform and voice to advance their cause. In 1967, Brown organized a meeting in Cleveland of the nation's top black athletes, including Bill Russell and Lou Alcindor, who later became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, to support boxer Muhammad Ali's fight against the war in Vietnam. In later years, he worked to curb gang violence in L.A. and founded Amor I Can, a program to help disadvantaged inner-city youth and ex-convicts. Jim Brown is a true icon of not just the Cleveland Browns, but the entire NFL, said Browns owners Dee and Jimmy Haslam. He was certainly the greatest to ever put on a Browns uniform and arguably one of the greatest players in NFL history. Jim was one of the reasons the Browns have such a tremendous fan base today. On the field, there was no one like Brown, who would blast through would-be tacklers, refusing to let one man take him down before sprinting away from linebackers and defensive backs. He was also famous for using a stiff arm to shed defenders in the open field or push them away like they were rag dolls. "My arms were like my protectors and weapons," Brown said during an interview with NFL Films. Indeed, Brown was unlike any back before him, and some feel there has never been anyone better than Cleveland's incomparable number 32. At 6'2", 230 pounds, he was dominant and relentless, his highlight and lettered in basketball. Brown was the 6th overall pick of the 1957 draft. I've said many times, and I will always say Jim Brown is the best. Hall of Fame running back Gale Sayers once said, and he will still be the best long after all his records are broken. Packers great Paul Hornung felt Brown was unstoppable. "Give me Jim Brown over anybody, at anything," he said. This has been your News You Can Use segment on the People's Tech and Entertainment Show on KIEE 88.3, your superstation for South Louisiana. We are interactive and live. Get in the know. Call us at area code 337-534-0036. That's 337-534-0036 on the People's Tech and Entertainment Show on KIEE 88.3 FM, your superstation for South Louisiana.
Yes, Mr. Jim Brown, one of the greatest. I could recall him running over people. A lot of the highlights they showed, and back then, to see someone on television who actually, when he retired early and went into the movies, to see him get those top roles with a lot of these stars back then was amazing for black folks such as myself, who came up in the 60s and the 70s, late 60s and 70s, and to see James Brown on television and see him in the movies, man. So we lost an icon, especially icon. I think we have a caller on the line. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the People's Tech and Entertainment Show. Caller?
Yes.
Good morning, caller. Good morning, Sister Khadijah.
Hello?
Yes, you on? Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I can hear you. I can hear you now. I wanted to ask you what type of bug or virus it is that I went to the DMV Thursday, and there were all the computers was down. Went back again Friday, and they still was down. Evidently, all the DMV computers in the state of Louisiana are down. Do you think that that virus? They really, I don't want to say that and say it nicely, they really deserve to be shut down. But because we have to participate with our getting our license renewal and everything, what type of virus do you think that shut them completely And do you think they have to pay a ransom for that?
Well, they're not going to tell you, because remember back in 2019, they suffered almost. I got the article here actually. This thing flew under the radar, Sister Khadijah, and thank you for bringing that to my attention. Because if I don't know about it, nobody knows nothing. They had one like that before, Sister Khadijah, and the problem is this: they're not going to tell nobody. There's no transparency. Granted that you and I both on the Open Line Radio show, we discussed how much money that the state of Louisiana allocates for the DMV to run. And granted, the way that you was treated. Remember, we came out years ago during the pandemic and talked about how bad people were being treated and how, because I was going through something trying to get some thing done before, you get sanctioned for something, late fees and stuff like that. Then we heard all the horror stories of people actually paying, just almost like they was paying car notes for those late flags, which sometimes, in some cases, don't add up to no more than a couple of days being late. This stuff is ridiculous. Louisiana has one of the highest rates of insurance rates, even when it comes to automobiles. So all of this money is being poured into the DMV, and you still have these problems, Sister Khadijah?
Yes. And it's bad for us because we only going over there when we have to renew or change our license plate and stuff like that. But in the same sense, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. So I just wanted to thank you for bringing that up. And another thing I wanted to ask you, dealing with technology, why is it that they on your phone they let you know that your storage is full? Well, okay, the storage is full, but yet they want you to pay an additional $1.99 a month to unfill it.
You must be talking about iCloud. You see, the thing with if you got an iPhone platform, if you're on the OS operating system for iPhone, well, you have that comes with the phone itself, and your extra data storage is being put into the cloud, and, so to speak, another computer, another server somewhere else, and they're charging you for that storage. So with me, I would try to I never used it like that, but I try to use Google Drive, which is free if you have some other services, like for instance, T-Mobile has that, and it comes with Prime. So they're a little bit more cheaper. You get more space, or you could sign up for Google Cloud or Google Drive, and you come out a little bit better. But the way Apple got it, you have to always have the iCloud to have your extra storage put in. And even your security protocols are sometimes stored in iCloud. So that's from my experience. I don't know about everybody else. Everybody else might have a different experience with that, So that's the cost of doing business with Apple.
Well, then how do Apple own the cloud? How's that possible?
Because
they have rights.
Well, because their software, their operating system, Sister Khadijah, comes with that phone you purchase. Meaning that's part of the program. Just like when you buy a PC and you're using Windows and Microsoft. Microsoft got their own cloud system too. And some of your passwords when you're logging are being stored. That's comes with the package. It's not no free and open. Just because you're getting a hardware device does not mean nowadays that it does not come with what you call software that's part of the overall operating system.
Right. I understand that part, but just to let you know how bad big business is, if I was to go ahead and purchase a sewing machine, I know doggone well that the plug that I plug in to my sewing machine, that comes automatically with the sewing machine. I'm not going to buy a sewing machine without a plug, but yet you go over there, and I've complained about this before. I'm thinking I'm just getting a regular phone, and that of course the card that comes with the phone. Of course, when these items come with it, it's not like it should be an additional charge to sell me an iPhone without a charger, because the iPhone will not work. However, when I went back to them, they told me, well, I said, why are my bills so high? Well, now, you purchase the plug, you purchase. I said, what you mean I purchased? I purchased the phone. That comes with the phone.
Right.
But no, they started something new. Whereas you buy the phone, and then you got to go ahead and purchase the charger. To charge a phone, well, get the world out of here. This is so ridiculous.
Well, that's what I say. It comes with that whole platform that you're purchasing. They're in the business of making money, and I think, you know, with what's going on with big tech now, they want to bring them before Congress and start regulating. Even devices and hardware devices should be regulated on as so much what a person pays for. They should be able to pay for that device and get everything to make it function properly. That's what I say. You know, they need some regulation.
Okay, and also for the bud go inside your ear that people wearing for hours at a time. Don't those electro-buds cause cancer?
Well, all devices that got electromagnetic waves shown through research can have the possibility of causing cancer. Even sitting in a radio room. I'm just saying, but we all take that risk every day. Sitting before a monitor, sitting before anything that emits radio wave, you have the chance of developing cancer. So everything is a risk. You know, I mean, going outside in the air, in the air, and just letting the sun hit your tan face. You know, say you wanted to get a tan. You told me that. You have the risk of getting cancer. So everything is a risk. It's a way to find out how to mitigate those circumstances. You know, that's all. They got several. They got a lot of information on how to just say protect yourself from computer emissions, like the blue light stuff at night. People have installed on their computers and so forth. Different things, you know. So you got to do your research like everything else.
Right, and another thing, I'm glad you mentioned about the cancer. Is a public service announcement is that it's mandatory. When I say mandatory, if you want to continue to just live and live prosperous, but that women check themselves for cancer, and then even doing their monthly check, because sometimes they won't even feel it. So at least women over the age of 40, they're stating that you need to have a mammogram, because a mammogram will pick up what you normally can't pick up, because some women have dense breasts, and you could not feel it. And that's the same thing. And sometimes you need to have a mammogram too, because sometimes they have it in their breast tissues also. But regardless of whether you have a history of cancer, breast cancer or not, you need to get yourself checked.
Right.
Also, men need to, when I say men and women, over the age of 40 need to have a colonoscopy. Colonoscopy is nothing to fear. I think the word itself is kind of scary, because they think of the procedure, but it's through that procedure when you don't feel nothing. It's through that procedure where they're able to detect if you have polyps, and they're able to remove them from your rectum. So you have to be mindful that this is something that you want to do, particularly to live longevity and take care of self.
Yes. Hopefully you and I could have some specialists on and different approaches. I mean, everybody has different approaches, because I still say it's especially in this state, Louisiana, almost the number one cancer causing state based on the exposure to things. It's environment, it's lifestyle, it's the way we eat food and the way we consume food. because food can cause cancer, and actually the use of things that, and here I'm not a knock. I go again, a knock against the sugar industry. Too much sugar feeds cancer. That's the bottom line. Whether we have an expert on another radio station saying something or not, too much consumption of sugar is really bad for you. And until we understand that, we're gonna continue to live. Besides, they say genetics. Not all the time it's genetics. Again, I say it's Louisiana exposure to the different environmental changes. It's exposure to lifestyle. That's do the research, and you can find out where we stand as far as cancer issues with cancer.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, sister.
And go ahead.
Yes, sister. And the lines are lit up. If you look, even if you want to jump in on the other line, you could 983 6080.
Okay. All right.
All right, sister. All right. Caller.
Good morning, sir. How you doing today?
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead.
I heard the lady was talking about the prices of the cell phones and the different things they have to do.
Yes.
Okay. AT&T, if you have a prepaid phone,
Mm-hmm.
you pay for a monthly service.
Yes, sir.
But yet they turn your speed down before the monthly service is up. Can you elaborate on that?
Can I see?
Yeah, can you stop? Can you say anything about it?
Can you speak? What you mean?
Yeah, can
You were saying AT&T when you speed dial?
you buy it's just like a regular phone, your data package.
Yes, yes.
At the same time of the month, they turn your data speed down.
Oh yeah. They technically they throttle you. If you reach a certain, you see, they don't tell you. They say unlimited, but they don't tell you if you're on a 4G network. And they say 5Gs but here's another lie. We got nothing but lies from the technology company. It's been proven. They got a paper trail on it. They say it's 5G. No, technically those towers are operating on 4G network. So even if you got unlimited, they're gonna throttle you down after you reach a certain data cap. They don't tell you that in the fine print. The print is so small. I don't know how they print that, because I got a couple of printers. And they don't tell you, they throttle you down to the 3G, the old network, and they prioritize people who got, fresh data they pay for. That's the way they do it. They've historically been doing that. They'll tell you they do that if you call them and get an in-depth discussion with them.
And I was listening to what you were saying. She had to pay for the plug. I thought when you got a phone, the plug come with the phone.
Right.
Evidently don't.
Right. And Apple, she specifically talking about an Apple product, and that's what they do. Apple is in the business of making every dime and every cent off of you once they sell you. Because at the top of the pyramid and on their product line, the iPhones are the number one product. They make, iPads and Mac Minis and all that software, but that they prioritize their iPhones, so they will make every dollar and cent they can off of you.
So one more thing I got that I don't know if you can talk about it today.
Yes, sir.
I was listening at the show yesterday.
Mr. June and Mr. June Andrews.
Have more black voters than any other color. Can you say anything about that?
Oh, I guess they meant in proportion to the population. They have more black voters compared to others. That's why we say you're talking about Louisiana, right? Yeah. Louisiana. Probably on Mr. June Andrews' show. And the thing, in proportion to the population. If you want to do compared to a state that still might have more of a population than us, but they might have less blacks. We have more blacks in proportion to what the white community have. But the problem is this. Look, we only have one United States Congressman district, and you can measure that. If you have one congressman in a state that should probably have 3 if you had to put it like that, 3 black elected United States representatives to Congress, right? If you want to say that.
Right.
But what they do with the conservative majority and the Republicans are doing now, they are gerrymandering these districts, drawing up maps. They got control of the state house in Baton Rouge. And they got a supermajority, so they're making it difficult for black folks to even elect. If we have to say we have to elect another United States congressman who is black, they make it so difficult. They keep changing the game. It's, in other words, like you playing ball, and they start changing the rules on you to make it easier for the other team to win.
They changed the rules, but
Yeah.
I was listening at the show yesterday. I couldn't talk yesterday.
Yes, sir.
And when also, I think the little guy had to go to procedure or something.
Yes,
But
sir.
anyway,
Yes, sir.
I was saying to my grandson, he asked me, he said, well, Papa, why do every time you look at the election, the same person run re-election?
Mhm.
I said, well, it's done easily. It's harder for people of color
Yes.
to get in when you got an elected official been there 30 years.
Right. Right.
So I was trying to explain to him, if we had more people running
Mm-hmm.
and more of our people voting than just talking,
Mm-hmm.
we can take that situation and change it around, and I'm going to let you answer that in my hang up.
Right. All right. Well, and again, thank you for calling and try to check out the show Wednesdays at 9 o'clock. It's more of a political type community show than in this show. We're trying to just talk more about tech. But you're right, my brother. The thing is this, that we have also the Democrat. I'm a registered independent. I'm not ashamed to say it or hiding the fact. And the reason is because I don't think the Democrats, and I tend to vote Democratic values more than, and progressive values more than any conservative value. But the Democrats, to me, has taken a weaker stand. They're not pushing harder. What the brothers did in Tennessee, who stood up in the Tennessee state legislature, this is the type of situations we're going to have to do in Louisiana if we want to get something done for our people, or we want to change the thing. And again, I say the redistricting thing where we just have one I call it a super Negro district from New Orleans to Baton Rouge, that one United States Congressman, Troy Carter. It's shameful that should be existing in the state of Louisiana right now. Thank you so much, my brother.
I mean, like I was trying to explain to him, it's harder to win. That's why I guess people don't win, because you got the same people that win, and people just vote, I guess, same colors.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And how do you expect to change things with the same people running? These older guys won't get out, and the younger guys get in.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, sir.
All right, thank you. Thank you for calling.
All right.
Yes, it could easily go politically sideways quick on some of the shows when we pick up the mic here at 88.3 FM. Shout out to Mr. June Andrews. Listen to him every Friday from 1 to 3. 1 to 3. That's Mr. June Andrews with Business to Business. Him and Miss Patrice with the Pregnancy Center. Again, so much going on. I want to say go check out the article about the Louisiana DMV offices. It will be closed until Monday following a statewide network crash. State officials tell WWL-TV that repairs are currently underway at other impacted state agencies. The Louisiana Office of Motor Vehicles say most of their computer systems are coming back online, but branch offices remain closed following a statewide network outage. The OMV says that they won't be able to service drivers until Monday. Wow. So if you got a couple of past due notices that have a deadline, I hope they will work with the people on that. While most systems are back online following yesterday's hardware failure, we are still experiencing connectivity issues with Office of Motor Vehicle location. All OMV field offices statewide will be closed until Monday, May 22nd, the OMV said in a statement released Friday. Wow, there's a more extensive article online. Just Google it, Louisiana DMV. I call it DMV. They call it the OMV, Office of Motor Vehicles. So we continue to have these problems. The technologies supposedly had evolved. There's a lot of money being thrown from the Louisiana State Legislature into the OMV office. They make a lot of money off of penalties and fines, Well, they should be running more efficient. What would you say, callers? That's a question I'm going to put up to the voters and the people who are affected by the closing the OMB office. Before we're getting ready to get into another segment, we have a great guest in the studio, a young man that he's been grinding out there, so he got a lot. I'm pretty sure he got a lot to say, and he got some great music coming up. And we're gonna go straight to him in a minute. But I want to run these promos, and we'll be right back on the People's Tech and Entertainment Show.
We are interactive and live. Get in the know. Call us at area code 337-534-0036.
I can run your song right.
337-534-0036.
Well, I'm gonna hook your mic up in a bit.
Entertainment show on KIEE 88.3 FM, your superstation for South Louisiana.
It's the People's Tech and Entertainment Show. On the air, get in on the conversation. Call us at 337-534-0036. That's 337-534-0036, where we meet the community where they're at on technology. Also bringing you the best in entertainment news and trends, only on KIEE 88.3 FM, your superstation for South Louisiana.
What's going on? I'm brother. Oh, we always got drama over here. Burma. People calling, they're ready to pop off. What do you want to say? We can get you back on, man. My sister could give you when we interview her. This doggone. Put your seat wherever you want. Wherever you want to sit.
I'm so confused. This is getting to me. I saw your face, you wasn't there. It's just an illusion. Just an illusion. I reach for you and you disappear. It's just an illusion.
We're getting ready to change. Prepare. They had a storm damage, man. Yeah, we get ready to do the carpet and stuff like that. Seal it. Put a new bowl in here.
I rushed to meet you there. Then you was gone. I searched for you, baby. All the feelings home. I couldn't find you nowhere. How could I let this be? When all I wanted was you and me. Damn girl, you put a hex on me. I saw your face, you was
Nice, man. When you done that one?
My friend recording.
Okay. That's you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Wow. This camera right here. What you want to be known as, Nino Mac?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we're back here at the People's Tech and Entertainment Show, and as you know, we do tech and we do entertainment, and we always got some great talent, great up and coming talent. He might say he's not up and coming because he already here, but we want to get familiar with the young brother. We got none other than Mr. Nino Mac in the studios here of 88.3 FM. Welcome, Mr. Nino Mac. What's happening?
Not much. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, so it's been a while. You were a guest on Sister Khadijah's somewhat impromptu interview a while back. So tell us what you have been doing since then.
Since then, I dropped my first mixtape, was Nino Mac 2 Worlds Apart. I came back and dropped Love Notes, Nino Mac Love Notes. And now I'm going into my third mixtape with the song you just heard, Illusions.
Right.
We'll be on Weather the Storm. Weather the Storm is a journey I'm going to take you on. I'm going to take you through a love story, and I'm going to make you feel every different emotion. You're going to feel happy, sad, in between. but it's good classic R&B music. R&B music not dead because I'm here.
Well, yeah, that's the ticket. Like they say, that's the ticket. See, I'm old school. I might say, don't laugh at me. I say some old catchphrase or something like that, man. Okay, I'm old, you know. That's the ticket as far as people like myself and even the younger, you know, they falling back in with the old school R&B. You know, they falling back into it. What makes you? Let's say I don't know if you completely just do R&B, but what makes you push out R&B over other things that other people are doing nowadays?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm actually R&B and rap, but mainly R&B comes from my grandmother. Being around my grandmother,
Right.
Iowa, my grandmother thought there was always R&B music being played, and R&B music hits you on every emotional level because you can have a wedding song that stick with you for a lifetime. You can have a song that relates to you and your girlfriend or you and your friend.
Right, and R&B, somebody else in your family like R&B. His name, what's his name? Gilbert.
My papa David Awasan was making swing out music. So
Right, yeah, well, yeah. But you have an uncle, your Miss Iva's brother. What's his name? Was Gilbert?
I really don't know.
We ran back at school back in the old days. So you know I'm old.
Yes, sir.
But you know, we ran back in the day. We all used to play ball together. You ball out there at the city park in New Iberia, you know.
Yes.
So he was all in the R&B with my. He was more tight with my best friend, Mr. Thomas Segura. If you're listening, Thomas, better known as Boo Boo Segura. All the people we grew up with, and R&B stays with you for a long time. It stays in your mind, and you always come back to it. So that particular number you just did, what inspired you to do that?
Yes, sir. Well, actually, I was listening to Brian McKnight.
Okay.
If I Ever Cross Your Mind.
Okay.
So I listened to the song thoroughly. So it made me sit down and think about a love situation. If you hear how I start the song, I got your picture in a frame.
Right.
So you're reminiscing on a person that was there. And now you're just having visual illusions constantly because you really want that person back.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you're just going through illusions. So it's just an illusion.
Just an illusion. Okay. You mixed it yourself, or you got some people you're working, collaborating
Yes, sir.
with?
My producer is Young Jig. He's a phenomenal artist.
Okay.
He do all my mixing and mastering and my recording. I thank him a lot. I call him my uncle. Him, because if I do something wrong, he's like, hey, go back. You could do that better.
Okay. And what other projects you working on? You work on with others? I mean, you work on other people project and you sing, or you just the last time we talked, and I know I'm moving a little fast, but the songs, were they similar to what you're doing? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while.
No, it's a little different now.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Yes, sir. So you get my first mixtape going into my second mixtape, my third mixtape is all a different sound, but it's R&B and rap. I do work with other people, and this is gonna sound crazy. We actually started a mini label with me and my friends. So it's me, Nino Mac, the real IBL, Deezy. We have another female artist, KB. We waiting on her, and we just got another female artist. So there's a lot of music gonna be coming your way.
Okay, a young entrepreneur, right? And thank you for coming into 88.3, giving that start. And like I said, we start even at AOC Community. We have artists that who normally were, you know, in let's say our realm. Maybe other people knew about them, and when we brought them on the platform, they seemed to somewhat blow up. You know, so I think it's a good thing, but we got to continue to push it out there. You know. How hard it is for you to put together songs? Is it hard, or is it easy, or just a little work?
It's a little work because I don't like to write. Because I could do a hook in 2 minutes. Ask me to do a verse, I might procrastinate.
Okay.
But I got to get it done. Because a lot of people actually listen to my music. I was surprised. And when I go to one, they be like, man, you the guy I just heard? I'm like, yeah. And I did be shocked. So it takes me a little minute to write a song, but when it's done and you hear it, you be like, damn.
Okay. Having have you been doing any live performances, or have you scheduled some things in the future you want to do?
Oh yes, I want to do some live performance in the future. No, I have not did nothing yet, but it is coming. So I do have some upcoming live performances we are scheduling. So be on the lookout for that. They'll got me on Facebook. My name is Raphael G. Delafonte. Just look for the live shows. I'm gonna put it up there. If you want to go, come check it out.
And have doing your type of music
Yes, sir.
in this type of, let's say, it's not a knock against. I always got to give a disclaimer because people just misconstrue everything you're saying. And the music genre, we call it Southern Soul, we call it Zydeco, swing out music. Having your type, that I listen to your track, right?
Yes, sir.
I like smooth R&B. That's me. I have it at the top of my pyramid with all the other things I listen to. So how hard is it for you to make a niche? Would it be a hard thing for you to make a niche in this area, or you see yourself as going outside this area?
Honestly, I would have to go outside of Louisiana, and I don't want to say this to any other body film week, but Louisiana right now, with the music going on, they call it trap music. So it's
Yeah.
So it kind of pushes artists like myself to the back. So once we step outside our state and we go to Atlanta somewhere, we pop it.
Yeah. Well, Atlanta is a big R&B smooth sounding place, and the other major markets also. And the thing is who you targeting. Well, they got some hip hop and rap artists, and they actually could do some R&B, great R&B. So you never jump into the hip hop, hardcore, drill music.
No, sir. No trap music.
No trap. Well, a little trap music.
No trap music.
Sister Cordelia would look at me. What is trap, G? I said, don't fall into that trap, man. But R&B right now is. Some people say globally it's on a decline. I don't think so. It's what the people that push styles and push trends, they push that out like that. Because you know how you know it's not? Look at the number of platforms that broadcast R&B. This station broadcasts R&B. The niche is that those companies get to choose what's popular, what's trending, and that's the problem. The companies, radio stations, and I'm gonna say it, corporate radio stations. I got a big knock on them. They choose playlists. They have playlists of preferred artists, and they actually play the same thing in rotation all the time. So that's my opinion, because we got better people than me to explain. Because I know brother Joe Dupree that's coming on after me. He's been in the market. He's been in the game. He knows how corporate radio stations work. But I would say, as a community type activist, community media person, I still say corporate radio, to me, it serves a purpose, but it has gotten away from what got them to the top of the game. I want to take this call. You want to take a call?
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I don't want to talk too much. I'm taking over your time. Caller, welcome to the open, not the open line, the People's Second Entertainment Show. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Coach. Good morning.
Guys, how y'all doing this morning?
We're doing great.
Great. Hey guys, I heard Sister Khadijah earlier, you and Khadijah earlier, Brother Jay.
Yes.
And now I'm listening to y'all at this time. Yeah, the tech talk.
Yes.
It's crazy, but technology is moving forward whether we like it or not.
Oh, yes.
Our last president, y'all decide which one I'm talking about after I give y'all a little info.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when he was talking about regulation, getting rid of regulations, because he felt that regulations slows down, it impedes, it prevents business from being prosperous in our country. So he was like, man, all these regulations gotta go. It's time to just let people do what they have to do so that businesses can prosper and our economy can prosper. Well, that's one way of looking at it, and I'm talking from a tech perspective. The thing about I want to say about it is that there are, like, the FDIC and all these organizations, all these different groups that we have in government that is there or they will receive. They'll receive negative or something bad. But if you use technology in a way that, you know, it was told to be used, it can help a lot of situations.
Coach,
Go
let me ask you a question. We got a young man. I don't know if you heard the segment. We opened up with his song. He plays R&B, and I know you're a big R&B fan because you quote from some of the older R&B songs that I used to listen to myself. So, what you think about when young people go back to the R&B genre and actually push it, and then sometimes some of them feel that because of the other type of music out there, they're not making it, and they have to leave out this side. What's your opinion on that?
Well, I guess if I understood correctly, sampling, I would say sampling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, artists today, you know, they have that creativity about them, and then whenever, I would say the artists up to date, they have their creativity about it. When you go to sample something of the past, there is a reason. And I believe, I'll say my reason I'm thinking is this. The reason is that it's still popular, it's still good, and it works today.
Okay.
But then when you sample in this, you have to be careful. Because we see what has happened so far with the Marvin Gaye issues and all the other ones. You have to do it by law. Follow the rules. Don't break the law. Make sure that you've dotted your I's and crossed your T's. Because when you go to 4 rounds with something that doesn't belong to you, you should get permission. And everybody that's crying when they are headed to court because they didn't get the permission, then that's your fault. And that's nothing but a mistake. If you did it the first time and you didn't understand, well, that's a mistake.
Okay.
If it was the second time, no, that's a bad decision.
Okay.
And all I'm going to say in closing to us, y'all, is this. Let us take technology and let us do something with technology that technology can do for us.
Mm-hmm.
Let us reach out to one another, whether it's local, statewide, nationally, or internationally. And let us make a difference with what it is we're going to put out there.
Okay.
We can't be putting out such things that is so divisive and so unbecoming that it messes people up, especially the children.
Yes.
We have to be careful.
Yes.
But guys, use technology and use it because it's about us.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, go with it. Technology, all technology is they've tapped into a little bit about getting an understanding about how our human brain works. And because they've gotten a little understanding about how the human brain works, but they haven't tapped it, because the only one can tap the human brain is the one that created it, and that's the creator.
Okay.
But they've figured out some things about how our brain works.
Okay.
And now they've put it on this thing called technology and everything. And guys, really, the difference between a human and technology, that thing got to be charged up and it got to stay plugged. That brain that the creator put in our head, that thing don't sleep. You may sleep, but that thing don't go off. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, then remember this. When you're sleeping and you begin the dreaming thing, that means that thing in your head is working.
All right,
guys, y'all take it and y'all be blessed. And y'all make sure that we help the children, y'all, with technology. Because we want to make sure that they understand it and make sure that we teach them to use it for good and not for all the misbehaving and all of that. We don't need that.
All right.
Put it in there.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you, Coach. You gave us a mouthful this morning. But look, I'm going to jump into something. Coach, when you said the former president that we had, he was against all those rules and regulations. You know what? You know why he's against those rules and regulations? Because he want to break the law. He don't want no laws to stop him. That would cause him to take all them documents. So I don't know if he was there because he thought it would help businesses and stuff. It was for money and for him being a somewhat of a dictator. So that's my comment to you, Coach, on that particular president. But getting back to you, my brother, and he right technology. I'm glad you You know, this is a different type of station when you come here, man, because we could concentrate on one subject.
Oh, yeah.
Then the caller, and we try to let the callers express themselves, but they will pop off with something different out of the blue, and you got to be ready over here at 88.3.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yes. Man, the phone. Yeah, but tell us again that music that's called that new music you call Illusion. What you got to go with that?
Man.
I know you got some.
Oh yes, sir. I got Illusion's gonna be part of Weather the Storm.
Uh-huh.
My first two mixtapes, it was joint mixtapes with me and my friends, but this one is solo.
Yes, sir.
So I'm 31 years old, so I'm about to take y'all through my love journey.
Young boy.
So
I'm so jealous. You're so young, brother.
So when y'all gonna hear it, some of the stories is fictional, some might be real, but it's gonna take you from beginning to end, and you're gonna be like, damn. You're gonna have to rewind it. You're gonna write it a few times. It's gonna be on your playlist though.
Okay, old people like myself could listen to it. Okay.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. You say you're 31.
Yes, sir.
Again, so how long you been doing music?
Honestly, I started messing with music around 2006.
That's it? You just started like that?
Started in 2006. My friend gave me a program. I really didn't know what I was doing. I wanted to be the man behind the scenes. I wanted to be the producer.
Right.
So I knew how to kind of start to do a hook.
Okay.
Then I went from doing hooks to creating a rap group. I was never a singer at first. I didn't want to sing.
Right.
So got the rap group. And from there, I went through the heartbreak made me want to, I started to R&B music more heavily.
Right.
And I said, man, I could do this. It wouldn't be for my producer, because my friend was sick. He was actually the singer. Our voices matched.
Right.
He said, go in the studio, sing his part, because he was sick. And when I did it, he said, hey, believe in yourself, you can sing.
Oh, yeah. Great story, man. What I want to know is when the album will come out completely and we could get it, and how we going to get it, you know?
I really want it to be special because I'm born September 23rd, so it's going to be September 23rd, 2023.
You ought to throw a little bit of Earth, Wind & Fire September hook on that since Coach say sampling, Coach.
Ooh, man, sampling hard because I get an Earth, Wind & Fire. I actually got to try to contact them, them to clear it.
Yeah.
Then, if I do good on a song, I got to pay them. But I think the percentage is 25 to 50%.
Okay. Wow.
They own it.
Yeah. I had a chance of viewing them twice in my lifetime, both time in Baton Rouge, LSU Assembly Center in 79 and back in the 81, then the Baton Rouge Centralplex. So I've been blessed to see groups like people like Morris Day, a very creative writer. Not Morris Day, yeah, I saw him at the time, man. I mean Maurice White, of Earth, Wind & Fire, and to see the creativity and how that music actually inspired a lot of young R&B singers during that time. So just sometimes put on the old albums. I got all the old albums I bought, and I converted them as I got in time went on. And sometimes I go back and listen to that, and I see a lot of that with a lot of the singers, younger R&B singers of the last couple of years, you know.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah. So who's your big inspiration besides Brian McKnight? You said listening to him.
Honestly, because I really want to be an artist, I looked at Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis because they did Janet Jackson album, New Edition. I looked at Teddy Riley because Teddy Riley fused R&B with the rap beats. Right. So I'm looking at it from a producer standpoint, and it's gonna sound crazy. I also looked at Prince. Yeah. Because all of them played.
But they all came out of Prince. You got to remember that. Prince fired them because they were doing. They went down to Atlanta and did a set for my other all-time favorite group, the SOS Band.
I love the SOS Band.
I got SOS. I saw them 3 times, interviewed them, shot live footage of them and Confunction, which is another group that's a different take from California. But the SOS Band. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis were young guys, and they went down there and wrote that for Brother Adoof Raouf and the sister that sings with them, and wrote that whole album with them. Man, that was some genius move. And went back, flew to Minneapolis, and then Prince said, "Hold up, I heard you've been doing some bad stuff." Prince was something else. He was a stickler for rules, and he dismissed them. At the same time, he dismissed his other brother, who was a great talent, Alexander O'Neal. If you were here tonight, the brother from Mississippi.
Yes, sir.
So Prince had a lot of these artists, inspired a lot of these other producers, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
And you brought up that story, and I'm gonna tell you, always tell your story when you drop some names like that.
Oh yeah, man. Cause I love them because they played live
Yeah.
instruments. So
Right.
my grandmother Ivor took me to get a keyboard around 2007. I learned how to play Tender Love on it. That
Yes.
was my first song.
Yes, sir.
So from there, I really wanted to be a producer,
Mhm.
and I still kind of feel that way a little.
Oh, you young, you got chance. People do things. Look, I'm doing a lot in my old age right now. After I crossed over. Anybody in your family you would like to shout out while you're on the air today?
Oh yes, I'd like to give a shout out to my great grandmother Dorothy Kennedy, because if it wasn't for her letting me buy the equipment and just jam from night to morning in my room, no matter how loud I was, as long as I was there doing something and not in the streets, it was okay.
Okay.
And shout out to my other grandmother Ivor. I thank you too, because it wouldn't be for me going to your house, hearing the swing up music being played. I won't be where I'm at today.
Okay. Yeah, so your music, I want to, while you're here, I want to play it again if you don't mind.
Oh, yes,
I would love to hear it again because let the audience, since you gave the introduction of yourself and the work you do, I think they deserve to hear it again. And Coach, if you're listening, listen to what this young brother's putting down today. Okay, Coach? Yeah, just come shoot. Yeah, we're back here on the People's Tech and Entertainment Show here at 88.3 FM. We got a special guest, a young man goes by the name of Nino Mac. I hope I'm not stepping on anything.
No, sir, you said it correct.
Okay. So tell us again that concept when you put together that particular piece.
Yes, sir. I was home and I was listening to Brian McKnight. Whatever crossed your mind.
Okay.
He said something about a picture in a frame, and I started off with that. So I kept going in between the songs and rewrite, and I found a beat. So I said, man, let me tell a story of if I had a woman and I had a picture, and like I still want to go to the spots we used to kick it. We lived together. I said, you run up the stairs. So it really was a story that you're missing a person you love. And every time you go somewhere, it's the places y'all always used to go together. So
Right.
you just constantly see her there, but it's only in your mind.
Okay. You ever thought about adding some? You don't have no backgrounds on that. Anybody else doing backgrounds on that like that? Just
No,
you,
sir. Just
straight you.
Straight me.
And when you produce your album, you gonna have other people on it? You thinking about that? Or just asking.
Oh no, sir.
Just curious.
Now on this one, I had other people on my first two. This one's gonna be personal for me. I'm gonna do this straight solo.
Straight solo.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you, I see it's 2 minutes. That's how you want it, or you just plan on about a little over 2 minutes, right?
Yes, sir.
You plan on adding any extension on it?
I'm planning on actually going back and add a few things to it for the album.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be a little different. But that's
Right.
the first cut. The first cut sounds good. I'm just gonna add a little few melodies
Right.
to the background. We're gonna have a slight change to it, but same song.
Yeah, you're not. Let's say you're not particular worried about whether or not where they know you come from. I mean, you come out of the Barry, or you want to say that?
Library, Louisiana.
You want to say that or not? We all from New Iberia, man. It's like we get a bad rap just saying we from New Iberia, man. But it's all good. There's a lot of good people in New Iberia,
Yes, sir.
a lot. So maybe I'm the only person hearing that because sometimes I feel that way. But they got so much talent out of New Iberia,
Oh yeah,
you know.
they do, man.
You know.
I feel like we slept on.
Oh yeah, always sleeping on. They got a lot of talent. You know, I got a host of nephews and even let's say I'm gonna say my children. They into music and stuff like that. Shout out to my daughter Shantae, Miss Shantae, if you're listening, because she's a stickler for attention. I think that is because I see her on Facebook more than I see her in person. But will you announce when you decide to go live or something like that?
Yes, sir. It will be announced while I'm on air. Actually, right now,
Yeah.
I'm working on 2 swing out songs. So all the 2-steppers out there, I might be in Miami Moon when it comes out.
Oh, okay. So they Southern Soul or Swing Out, I call it, will pull you in no matter what you doing down here. Just say if you was trying to write polka music, you know, you probably would be doing Southern Soul polka, and that's the thing right here. Because I have a music video show I produce on AOC Community Media for the last over 15 years, and a lot of the artists who I submit their videos, I get their video, I ask permission, or they submit them to me. I see when they shoot their videos, the flavor of them being out in the middle of nowhere in the country, barbecuing, trail rides, and so forth. That's the flavor of Southern Soul, and it seems to suck everybody in which is a good thing, to listen or participate in the music. So if you get into that, you don't see yourself going that far, huh? You know, because there's this whole style behind the Southern Soul Zydeco mix. Is a culture. It's trail ride, it's horses, or it's 3-wheelers, or whatever. You know.
I can see myself doing it. 'Cause it's really part of the culture. It's what we do down here in Louisiana. You know, you're gonna catch a trail ride. You're gonna have a Zydeco fest. You're gonna have a swing out turnout. So I can see myself doing it.
Well, you know, Louisiana set trends in the sense that I have a brother went a couple of years went down to D.C. at a let's say a celebration of the Million Man March, and we were talking with a brother interviewing him, and he was saying Louisiana is so unique. He's the first time he went down there, he never saw brothers with dreadlocks and cowboy boots on, you know, and cowboy hats on with dreadlocks. So Louisiana is unique, and they mix styles and they come up with a new flavor all the time, you know. And let me ask you on the tech show right here.
Yes, sir.
What tools? Not to give away your secret sauce, but tell us what tools you use as far as music.
Honestly,
software.
My producer used Pro Tools 11.
Okay.
So I am in Pro Tools. You got to pay for Pro Tools and all your effects, so it's kind of costly like that.
Right. And your device of choice is PC, Mac, or what your producer use besides the hardware. interface he uses?
Just an HP laptop.
HP?
That's all we do.
HP?
It's an HP laptop and
Uh-huh.
a microphone.
So,
That's it.
so I always ask this litmus test question: are you a PC man or a Mac, Apple? You know,
I really don't mess with Apple.
you don't mess with Apple.
No, sir.
Apple pretty good. I didn't want to mess with it at first when I got bought. Only when, and I'm gonna say this because we talking tech right now.
Yes, sir.
When the Apple M1 Mac came out, and it started, people were on YouTube ranting and raving about the processing power because I do video editing.
Oh, yes.
I've been doing it for years on some of the things I've shot, and PCs, no matter what you do, upgrading every year, you got to change the processors, you got to add more memory. But that M1 Mac, when it came out, it was able to do all the let's say, encoding of video in so much ease, no crashing. You know, PCs would crash, or no matter what I use Adobe on my Adobe Premiere on my PC, and it would crash. When I have a lot of intensive video, I had a lot of space, I had a lot of processing power, but it was buggy on that. But when I got hold of that little M1 Mac, when it came out during the pandemic, that was a breeze for video editing. So that's the reason I'm saying, even with audio, from what I'm hearing, I'm not a audio specialist, but I did audio for video as far as editing. Even using a M1 Mac, the new processor, now they got the M2 chip out. I would suggest this. I'm not in product endorsement for Apple, but I'm telling you, it's a breeze, you know. So yeah, that's the reason I brought you into this. I brought you into this store so I could get my tech stuff out.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes. So, insofar as your you ever thought about doing some gospel? I'm just asking.
Honestly, I have been asked that question because I did come up in a church, so it's like it crossed my mind a few times, but I have thought about it.
You know, people judge you on your spirituality around here so easily, and then the problem is this: everybody got a different notion of spirituality. So they ask singers, "You sing gospel," and if you don't answer that question the same way, they're gonna look at you and say, "Well, you know, you gotta have God in your life." But my thing is this: keep your spirituality private. As long as you're not doing nothing evil. To me, it goes by how much good you're doing here on this earth while you're living and breathing and walking, as opposed to always pushing out your spirituality on a person that you meet. And the first thing you say, "You got God in your life?" No. You save that for your mate, for your private situation. So, as a singer, do you get that? People want to push that out at you, you know, a lot.
Only been asked that twice, and when they asked me, honestly, I told them, God judged me on my works. I'm not judged by man. At the end of the day,
there you
because
go.
only God could judge you, and God judged you on your works, meaning on how you live your life. You know, the Bible is basic instruction on how to live life.
And shout out to your beautiful wife. We're at a business place, and she was there, and she handled up. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yes, sir.
You know, and so. What would you advise the young people or a person of your age or younger to get into as far as music? What you have advice for them, or you prefer not to urge them to get into what you're getting in?
I got advice, Mom, because honestly, me and my group actually was signing my stepfather. Things went kind of south because we was young. We wasn't really ready for that level.
Right.
But always grind. Never stop grinding. Believe in yourself, even when people tell you no. Because you got to start somewhere to elevate to get higher.
Right. Okay. Anything else you want to add, my brother?
Oh, yes, sir.
Go ahead.
To all my other artists, because like you said about the playlist, we are put on playlists that we have to pay for the rise in a playlist. They charge us for that.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They charge us for that, and we can have good numbers. Let's say I hit 1 million streams. I might make $2,000 off 1 million streams.
Right.
So to all my other artists, just look out for the other artists, because streaming platforms are hitting us and charging us to go rise up in playlists.
Right. And the thing with technology nowadays, it's not as solid as people thought it would be because it changes all the time.
Yes.
Regulations change, costs change. Who would have thought that Twitter, people are thinking negative in terms of, because Twitter was brought by Elon Musk, and Elon Musk is involved in a lot of controversy now, even having accusation of being a racist from some of his statements. And so that takes the stock price down. Therefore, that changes the dynamics of the company. If the company is changing, and so your niche, and say you put everything into being on Twitter, or you put everything in being into Facebook or Instagram, and that start changing with leadership, your bottom line might suffer in the future.
Oh yeah.
So I say try all the platforms. There's all types of new burgeoning platforms that are coming out that are helping people get their message out, get their music out, get their trade out, or whatever they're doing. So just keep trying different platforms and find a niche that works for you.
Oh yes, sir. What you're saying is correct.
Well, all right, my brother. You got a sound bar sound bite you want to say, or can you hum a number, or you want to hum a number on this show or this station?
Ooh, you put me on the spot.
Well, you don't have to.
I could drop y'all some rap lyrics. Y'all want those for the day?
Yeah, okay. Long as within the community standards.
Oh yes, sir.
Well, I know you don't, brother. I'm just saying.
Y'all check out this song, Nino Mac, Where You Wanna Be. This is my verse. You're feeling me like a bad habit. Look me in my eyes and watch how you fall for the black match. Anything your heart desire, Genie, I grant it. Trying to give me your heart, you know you need to be selfish. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Your conscience, your vision, me and you. Seeking the add until I'm full, hoping for the truth. Never know when to pay. Waiting on the sand of time. Tell me how you feel. Speak how you feel on side. Can I take a journey straight through your mind so I can see all the emotions that you try to hide? Then you want to have a baby by eye, Nino is blowing your mind.
Okay. That was Mr. Nino Mac, man.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you've been putting together lyrics for a while now.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. Any particular hip hop rap artist that you?
I really like. Oh man, back then there's Tupac, Nas.
Mm-hmm. So you're old school.
I'm a J. Cole fan. Kendrick Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. And Drake, because I really don't listen to that much rap.
Right. Okay. That's understandable. Well, my brother, again, we're gonna go try to close with your song again. I appreciate it, but you coming by and dropping by and giving us interest here at the People's Tech and Entertainment Show, and in the other platform when we do a live performance at AOC Community Media. Shout out to our media partners. That's the public access station, premier public access station here in Lafayette. And also, you want to be a digital soul guest also on our live segment, just hit us up. I know this caller got a call in to tell you something. Caller, go ahead, caller. You got some more advice for the young man?
Yes, I do. Thank God that you picked up. Here is his advice.
Okay.
Young man, my name is Coach Mitchell. I want you to say this for you and give it to everybody else. We had artists like Prince, Marvin Gaye, and so on. And each one of them decided to leave a message in their music about the future artists that would follow them and behind them. They are no longer with us in the flesh. If you listen to some of their music, there are messages in them songs about the roads that y'all should travel today. They have warning signs in there, and they can teach y'all almost all the things not to do on the journey. Prince got a song in there that'll wipe it clean off the map. Marvin Gaye, Teddy Pendergrass. Y'all listen to the music of Curtis Mayfield and them, and pull out the message in that music and put that down, save it for you, so you don't let nobody scam you, steam you. Because God, no matter what we do, we live in a world where the dollar, and we in the economics, and we in the system that we in the United States, God, they are playing for keeps. And you have to understand the game. It is a game. Marvin and Princeton have left a message. Yo,
sir.
Yeah, Coach. Thank you so much. Yeah, Coach always has something for us. Again, it's good to take it on things under advisement. You know, I guess you got your head on straight. You know what you want to do.
Oh, yes, sir.
You know what you want to do, brother.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Mm-hmm. Again, tell us your name, your music, and how to get with you for your music.
Oh, yes, sir. I go by the name Nino Mac. I'm on Spotify, all platforms. You can type in Nino Mac 2 Worlds Apart. That will bring you to the first mixtape. Or Nino Mac Love Notes will bring you to the second mixtape. Weather the Storm is coming out September 23rd, 2023. And here's my song, Illusions.
All right, bro. Hey, Coach is something else. Oh, yeah, man. I appreciate you putting back. Your cousin over here, Miss Angie. Remember Joe the Tree right here?
I still go to the spots we used to kick it, babe. I'm trying to get all of that. Lord, I don't know what to do. I'm so confused. This is getting too
Yeah, man. You get to talking and
I saw your face, you wasn't there. It's just an illusion. I reach for you and it disappeared. It's just an illusion. I was riding around town, but I saw you pass me. Had to double back and see you wasn't there. Made it to the crib, see you running up the stairs. I rushed to meet you there, then you was gone. I searched for you, baby, I looked at his home. I couldn't find you nowhere. How could it be when all I wanted was you with me? Damn, girl, you put a hex on me. I saw your face, you wasn't there. It's just an illusion. I reach for you and you disappear.
I'm not I can't pay attention on what music I'm
I saw your face, you wasn't there. It's just an illusion. I reach for you and you disappear.
Right. Personality and style behind it sometimes. Yeah, you just got through listening to Illusions by Mr. Nino Mac. Young brother just was here. Hails from New Iberia, from my hometown. Part of the family of the people we know. So shout out to him for trying to bring about some positive vibes. Listen, also, I want to play this segment before we get off the air, because coming up is Mr. Joe Dupree, the great show with Joe Dupree. We had a lot of inquiries about AI, and this show has turned into more of a critical show instead of just celebrating technology. Myself, I'm saying just like everything else. You remember the commercial? Is it live or is it Memorex? Well, people, you're gonna have to accept artificial intelligence. It's how we use it. Some of it is bad, some of it is horrible, but it can be used for a lot of good purposes. A lot of my promos, that's basically artificial intelligence, machine learning software that I use to do voice samples and to read text. So I had a particular clip I want to play, which lasts about 6 minutes concerning that. And I'm going to play it right now for you guys.
It can pretend to be someone else who can potentially outsmart us. Artificial intelligence. Those developing it believe it will solve the problems of the future.
Hello?
But is it advancing too quickly, and are we prepared for what's to come?
Well, yeah, brother, call back in about 10 minutes. I'm
What you see is not real.
call back in
This
10.
isn't Tom Cruise.
All right.
It's all.
What'd you say?
Hey, so I heard you got I heard who was it? Morgan Freeman. What website you? I know you pay for that. What website you go to do that?
I use a software called 11 Labs. 11 Labs. You can spell it out or you put it in Google and you go. I pay $5 a month for about 5,000 characters.
Okay.
And
it's called 11 Labs.
Yeah.
Is it spelled out 11 or the number 11? Spelled out.
It's spelled out on the website.
Okay, hold on.
Videos created by artificial intelligence.
And they the premier company that's using this voice sampling technology. But the Morgan Freeman, it sounds like Morgan Freeman, but I would never say that's Morgan Freeman's voice, but it sounds like you get it similar to
11 Labs. I see it right here.
Yeah. That's a great product. It saves you a lot of time if you have to do some tech stuff and so forth.
Right.
That never happened.
Gina Reinhardt
I
also
see
said
you be
people needed
putting
new
in that work,
systems
man. I respect you in the game.
Oh no, man! The thing is to share information with people. We got a lot of people, don't share
now,
information.
here's what I figured out. That Rodecaster 2, I ran it, even though they ain't got the woo, bruh.
Yeah.
You can set it up. It sets up to woo. That thing nice. It sounded. That's why I wasn't going to do it again today, but I'm doing it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be moving out of the way anywhere because we got guests going. But look, the thing is with the sound coming out of it, even if you got it on something like this right here, that's the thing. When it hears out over there,
It sounds
because
much
they got
better.
a lot of regular. They got a lot of on the radio.
Artificial intelligence.
And I know when you was at the other station, did you have a sound guy that go check it out how it sounds?
Yeah. We had an engineer.
Well, I think because they're falling off a little bit. I know he mean better. Everybody means better over here. But some of them other DJs, I'm not a DJ. I've been doing video work for a long time. They finagle with the stuff, and it doesn't sound right out there.
Right.
I tell Sister Khadija, I say, look, let me.
One of the 400,000 people who marched in the streets of New York on Sunday.
Steve Jobs.
But I tell them, I say, you got to stop turning that all the way up like that. You got to still let that needle try to.
Right. That's what be killing me with that. That be killing me. Yeah, they don't know about modulation.
So close to being real. It's a bit scary.
While 3 seconds will get you a poor imitation, tech expert Trevor Long explains a 30-minute sample of someone's voice will get a near match.
Let's say they've got 5 minutes of you. You might have posted on social media some videos, whether it's kids or adults, posting videos of yourself talking. They take that, they put it into these websites. It learns the person, and then you just type and it speaks.
Trevor's cloned himself by reading 20 minutes of a David Attenborough documentary. He then types whatever words he likes and presses play. Do you think I'd be able to tell the difference?
Well, let me play you a sample and see whether you think this is a recording of me speaking or artificial intelligence.
AI, or artificial intelligence, refers to the ability of machines to perform tasks that would typically require human intelligence, such as learning, problem solving, and decision making.
It's pretty close.
It's pretty close. I don't want to see it.
So close, fans of superstars Drake and The Weeknd thought this track was actually them. After 16 million views online in 2 days,
Drake was upset.
Music brought in the lawyers.
He brought in his lawyers.
On My Sleeve and AI hits.
It's really easy, and that's, I guess, one of the downsides. It could put
I think they were doing that way before the technology been here.
Band The Pocket Gods has released a new album which could be a world first. It's a double side, one made by humans, the other by machine.
AI's there. We're not going to disinvent technology because you can't do that. The best thing we do is get on board with it and see how we can use it.
Hello, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
The reality of AI, it's only going to get better. Those movies are no longer so dreamy.
I'm hungry. Hey boy, give me some chicken nuggets. No need for thanks. Give me some fries too.
Now the cat's out of the bag, it seems the race is on to be bigger and better than the next tech company.
and you can't put the genie back in the bottle.
It's unlikely our laws will be able to keep up with the pace of change.
Yeah, they got that.
Susan McLean,
Extreme
from
regulation.
Solutions,
Yep.
says
Extreme
AI
regulation.
has already fallen into the wrong hands.
What I'm getting reported to be now is that young boys are engaging online and they're asked just for a general photo, hey, what do you look like? Send a picture. So they will send a photo back, fully clothed, but then using AI and deepfake technology that is manipulated into a nude image or is manipulated into an image that is humiliating or embarrassing, it is sent back to them with a demand for money.
Most AI software producers are policing their own users, but there are some who aren't.
What we have to do is educate and we have to raise awareness because there is still a subset of people who believe not me and not my kid, and that is not the real world any longer.
This is all way too early, it's unregulated, and it's going to be very hard for governments to nip in the bud.
But at the same time, it's a new world, and an exciting one, and that wasn't me.
If you like what you're seeing, just wait till what's coming next.
Ooh, it was rather ominous, wasn't it? And I tell you what, kind of makes you wonder who or what we can trust, doesn't it?
Yes, you just heard it. So, Sister Khadija, if you're listening out there, you had your take on AI, and I guess you were right. It's the Frankenstein, or that's the Frankenstein we can control with rules and regulation. But then again, rules and regulations sometimes does not do the very thing it was designed to. Sometimes it hinders progress. So again, we appreciate all the callers and the guests and Coach and all the individuals who support the People's Tech and Entertainment Show. Stay tuned for the Joe Dupree Show here on this 88.3 FM, the Power Lineup on Saturday. Check the show out this weekend. A lot of different shows going on here at 88.3 FM. Shout out to Mr. June Andrews every Friday from 1 to 3 with Business to Business. And shout out to Tommy C. also. And Cowboy Preacher, thank you for always putting it in. Again, you're listening to the People's Tech and Entertainment Show on 88.3. Stay tuned for the Joe Dupree Show on this station. Hello? Hey, what's that? Oh, okay, all right. Thank you, but I'm getting ready to jump on. Yeah, well, you've been saying it, really. All right, I'm gonna call you in a minute. Yeah, Chuck Brown.